All right. Get to sit here. Oh boy. All right, guys, you come in. Don't forget to say hello. That way I know you guys are in here. Yeah, man, I forgot to turn off the stupid stuff. Oh, hey, Irma. How are you? Welcome. How was your day today? I hope you're doing good, sweetheart. Thank you for joining. You are the first one here today, apparently. Well, well, well. Let me get myself logged in here so I can see these chats. Yeah, it's great to see you in here. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. Man, we've been seeing some crazy, crazy stuff today. Crazy. Hey, Cool Cat Renee, how are you, bruh? I'm going to tell you, today was a long day at work. Oh, I just got home and just had to jump in here and start the live. But man, it's a big sacrifice. Big sacrifice. Lucky next week we're gonna have more time for it, so I'm feeling okay about that. I feel very tired. I don't know about you guys, but I feel very, very tired. Yeah, we'll see who else we can get in here. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. I am so tired today. I am really gonna struggle. It seems like let's try to lighten up the mood in here. First of all, I want to say, guys, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching these videos, these lives. I can't wait. Good things are coming in next week. I got to make sure that I stay responsible and finish my last few days here with my local company that I work for. And then I'll be able to hit this 100%. Praise the Orange Man says, the Gear Jammer is here. Gear Jammer. Oh, man. Orange Man bad. Have you guys watched The Art of the Insult? Man, somebody made a great video about that. It's classic. Let me see if I can play some for you guys. Let me see if I can play some. Let me try to find it here real quick. Let's see. I know I put it aside because I want to play it for you guys. All right, let's see. Have you guys ever watched Trump, The Art of the Insult? Anybody in here? Have you guys ever watched that? MAGA 2020A. I think we're going to continue MAGA for quite a bit. I'm really hoping that the administration that President Donald Trump has put together will continue to do what they've been doing best. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm going to put in here. Where are you? I find this to be very great. What do you guys think about this?
most people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, you've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver.
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct.
If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired.
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness.
She's going to move to candidate Donald Trump if you get elected.
Now I have to get elected because I'll be doing a great service to our country. Now it's much more important. In fact, I'll immediately get off this call and start campaigning right now.
I was wondering what you would say to President Obama.
You're fired.
I love it. What did you got here? Hakeem the Dream says, Zionist Messiah is the Antichrist. Interesting. Christians and Muslims will back Jesus in his fight against the Antichrist. So the only example I gave of Antichrist, it's that the symbol for Antichrist, it's an upside down cross. And the only apostle that got crucified upside down was Peter, which was the first pope of the Roman Catholic Church. If you're a Catholic, you can confirm or deny that comment. I will wait. Not to say that Catholic people are bad, just like I said that Muslim people are not bad either. He knows how to ask the questions. So here's a thing that I find very interesting, and this is why I paused the jokes for the night. I find it interesting that throughout history, we know that Christians and Muslims, there has been people that have abused Christianity and Muslim. And I will agree that reading in the Quran and reading into the Bible, I find that there are a huge difference between Muslims that, that practice the peaceful religion of Allah or Islam. Islam means submit to Allah, submit to God. And in the same thing, there's Christians that use the Bible to just do whatever the hell they want. And I find that we have to make sure that we choose righteously. Now, I'm going to say this. If I say that I'm a Christian, I got to be very careful with that. I don't claim any doctrine, any man doctrine. I believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. I believe that the New Testament is what we should be learning. The second thing about it is you have to read the Old Testament, because the Old Testament is a lot of history on there that can teach us a lot of stuff, okay? And what not to do, why bad things happen. There was battles back in the Old Testament where Moses and Joshua attacked, villages completely and destroyed everything, men, women, children, cattle, etc. And there is a reason for all those things in there. So it's good to see that there is history. Not good to know the atrocities that had happened. But just like that, we also have the same things happen with the Muslim culture. And then the Muslim culture, the Muslim religion, it's been the same way. There is good Muslims and there is bad Muslims. The only thing that I will tell you is nothing in the Christian belief or religion tells you to kill anybody. And nobody can radicalize it, because most people know what Christianity stands for. Most people have condemned the bad actions of people using the name of Christ to do their evil things. And I mean, all these people, Anybody that fights or it, claims to be Christ and they do all these evil things, they are actually all antichrist. Okay, so I'm not going to touch too much about the Catholic Church or any other denomination, but I will tell you is that we are to follow Jesus Christ. Anything in the Old Testament is not for you. That is just history that you should know about. But your salvation does not come from anything from the Old Testament. Old Testament tells you how the earth was created. It tells you what commandments to follow. It tells you what happens when you are being good. What happens when you're being bad. What happens when you seek a true relationship between us and God. That's what the Bible teaches you. That's what you learn from the Old Testament. And then you see the lineage. It gives you a full timeline so that you can follow history in the Bible. And people don't believe in it. That's okay. There has been a lot of conspiracies out there. I know that there has been a lot of what do you call them? They're not radicals. A lot of superstitious Christians out there that would love to believe that Jesus's face was carved into a cloth. The cloth that they used to cover Jesus when they took him down from the cross. And they say all this other stuff, and then they say that Jesus is actually a Guru, and there's a different type of people that believe in Judaism, Christianity, and Muslim at the same time, and these are the descendants of the Jesus lie family. Let me tell you something about Jesus Christ. If you're looking too much into, let me find out who are the descendants of the Jesus Christ's family. You are looking at the whole thing all wrong, and I'm going to tell you where that needs to stop. That needs to stop at the cross. When the people came up and they saw Jesus Christ crucified on the cross, they told him, "Jesus, here is your mother, and here is your family." And he was on the cross. And he didn't deny them, but what he said was, "Those who do the will of my Father, those are my mother and my brothers. That is my family." And so I tell you, if you are a religious Christian believer, you need to stop being religious. Stop being, what's the word that I just used? Zat, I don't know what the hell you are talking about over here, bro. I have no idea. Wrong words, learn English. What are you talking about? If you're not from England, you cannot tell me that I don't speak English. Positive, welcome back. Man, I see my haters are so loyal. You guys don't like to miss my lives. Why is that? First of all, before I continue, I want to say, guys, thank you so much again for joining my live, for liking, for subscribing, for the super chats. You guys know it helps a lot. I appreciate it. And I thank you for being here. I pray that God blesses and make you prosperous, and may peace come upon your family. And for those haters that like to come in here and show me support every time that I come on live, we're always praying for you guys. We're hoping that you also will be saved. By going back to the superstitious, that's the word, superstitious Christians, you guys need to stop that. God doesn't like idolatry. God doesn't like you to hold some type of talisman, like, oh, I'm gonna this old truth is gonna keep me safe. Those kind of things. God doesn't like that. So, with Muslims, the Muslims got to be careful, because throughout history we have learned that Muslims have fought each other, and there is an extremist. There is different kind of hateful Muslim groups out there that they don't care to take out their own family members. These are people that you do not want to have, support, or mess with. These are the same Muslims that tell us that they're gonna, destroy Israel. They're gonna destroy the United States of America, Christians, and those infidel Muslims that don't abide by jihad and the Sharia law. And I think that we all need to be very careful on who we try to worship. Now, I want to give you a disclaimer, and I like to make sure that there is nothing out there that you guys don't know about me, because I don't like people to raising false testimony. And I'm going to give you a little disclaimer as well. If you accuse me of something, if you try to defame my name, if you raise false testimony against me or any other child of God, you will be punished accordingly. And so I suggest that you share love so that you can reap some love. Share some respect so that you can reap some respect. Share some kindness so that you can be rewarded with kindness. All right, those are my words. Now, my second disclaimer is my personal disclaimer. I am not a perfect Christian. Number one, I am not Jesus Christ. I don't have his patience. I don't have his love. I can love, but I will never be able to measure my love to the kind of love that he has. So if you test me, you will find me. You know, as I said, I am not Jesus Christ, and I don't pretend to be without sin. All I can tell you is that I try every day to show love to people. All right, so just giving you just a little disclaimer. I can see that some of you guys want to use your little freedom of speech. Here's some house rules that I'm going to give you. All right, let me see. How can I put this without taking some of that away from you? Remember this, freedom of speech is great power. And with great power comes what? Let's see if anybody finishes that line for me. No testes, that's not what comes with great power. MAGA, let's go, Gavin, let's go. You know what time it is. Comes great responsibility, says the Warhammer. And you know what? Just as the wise Dennis Quaid said the other day about Jimmy Kimmel. I keep calling him Kimmel, I don't know why. Jimmy Kimmel. He says Jimmy Kimmel has the right to freedom, you know, to speak freely. He's got the freedom of speech. And he says, but there's consequences to using your freedom of speech. For example, you can incite violence and you will be arrested. You can incite disorder and there might be a fight. You can use your freedom of speech to tell people the truth, as we have tried as American citizens, as American patriots. We try to give the most honest opinion in a positive way, in a neutral way. Unfortunately, if you are on the evil side of things, you're going to hear it as a negative comment. But it's not meant to be negative. It's meant for you to be able to see the truth. You see, because I believe that a lot of people are indoctrinated into evil ways. And I think that, oh, Trinity, how are you? Don't worry about it. I just started. It's no big deal. And I think that you're going to get in trouble by using your freedom of speech the wrong way. Now, I believe that you can be angry and that you can be, use your freedom of speech to say whatever you want, right? But I'm going to give you an example of what's going to get you in trouble. Sixto, ¿qué pasa? What's up, bro? Welcome in, my friend. No, Jesus was Jewish. David Hughes, how are you, my friend? Thank you for that. I believe that. I think I was sidetracked on that one. So some people believe that Jesus Christ was from the group. I don't know how to spell the name of that, but that's what it sounds like. It's some type of tribe or village people. But I do believe that Jesus Christ was a Jew. He was raised Jew. He was from Bethlehem. He was from Galilee. It's a great story to see unfolding before our own eyes. I think that one day I will probably make some sort of effort before I can go visit Israel and see some of that stuff. Irma said you shouldn't holler fire in a crowded room. Yep, I agree. So Dennis Quaid, David. Dennis Quaid said that there is consequences to the freedom of speech. He was very smart. The old American actor. What was his What was that movie that I liked from him? Him and Jim Caviezel. Man, it's such a great movie. Let's see. He is 71 years old, Dennis Quaid. What was the movie? Oh my gosh. It was such a great movie. I love that movie. It's about a young police officer that that lost his father, and something happened, like a time shift, where he can start hearing things from the past on his radio. Frequency. There you go. That's the movie. I love that movie. It's such a great movie. Very beautiful. Well done. Great acting from Jim Caviezel. And I mean, all the actors in that movie was just amazing. I'm sure that you guys, probably most of you guys may have seen that. It's called Frequency with Dennis Quaid. And I love it. Yep. And that was him on Pierce, correct? Who said he was dead? Somebody said Dennis Quaid is dead. Is that his wife's name, Denise? Oh man, Shooter. Nobody cares about what you think. Apparently, I'm gonna throw it right back at you. Whatever you say in hate, I'm gonna throw it right back at you, because that's what you guys deserve as betas. You guys are all betas. That's why you don't know how to think for yourself. But anyway, so I'm glad that we have a lot of different religions. I'm glad that everybody tries to find a way to have some sort of moral standards in this life. And I think that, as you can see sometimes in my chat, some people don't have those moral standards. So what I'm going to say is, Berniel, welcome, brother. Man, you're here early today. I see you. God bless you, bro. What I'm going to tell you is this. If you have no respect for others, obviously you were not raised correctly. If you were missing your mother and your father, I'm sorry about that. I myself been raised pretty much by myself. My father died when I was 4, so I will not make an excuse that you're a bad person because of that. So that's how I see it. Don't make excuses of being a victim in this life. Any decision that you make is yours alone. No son will be punished by the sins of their fathers, nor would the fathers be punished by the sins of the son. You know, so there is that. I hope that makes sense. Frequency is a great movie. That is what it's called, I believe. So let me look it up real quick just to confirm. Frequency. Let's see. I believe it was Frequency. It was a great movie. Yeah, that's it. Man, Jim Caviezel looks so young. This is a 2000 movie, the movie from the 2000s, and you know, yeah, Donald, you know it. It's the best movie. I believe it, man. It's such a great movie. Let's see. David Hughes says you're a fake Christian. You know it, and you are just grifting. You guys have the same words, don't you? What is that? Is there a book that I missed out on? Robert loves my hat. He says it looks lovely. In Trump we trust, says Goop Hinder. I hope I say that right. Funky Musa says, hello, my brother. Here for a minute to say God bless you. Thank you, Funky. It looks like some people are here for a minute just to hate on me. Oh, man. But we're going to get into it. I have a lot of jokes that... Have you guys, before I play this again, have you guys heard of the art of the insult from President Donald Trump? Have you guys seen that? Because I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it for you. Here we go. Let me say hello to a few more people in here. If you guys have not watched this, I think the guy that made this video, it's about an hour and a half long. It lasts about as long as my lives do. Normally 2 hours. Sometimes we go 3 hours, depending on how much fun we're having in here. But let's see here. I want to read some of your stuff. Thank you, Funky, again. Appreciate it. Pumpkin MAGA, God bless you. Patriot Veteran, Trump 28, God bless you. 7 times 77, forgive your brother. It's so hard, man. It's so hard, but we do. Jesus Christ is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and the only name under heaven by which anyone can be saved. Amen. No idol will do that. I'm sorry. Nobody else is going to do it but Jesus Christ. Bone Spurs was while he was captain of the basketball team. Robert says I look silly with his hat. But then Bookwoman says hat looks good. So there you go, Robert. You're a beta. That's what you get for saying dumb stuff on here. Let's see. You always say left. Don't think, but we have different opinions. But right only has the opinion of one man and believe all he says, even when he attacks your circle of people. So I don't believe I'm right or left. If I am right, it's because I'm correct. Okay? But I'm not right, I'm not left. I would like to think that everybody that comes into my channel and every patriot in America is actually middle center. Okay? That's where right and left meet, and that's where we want to be. So there's people that go far left. That's a different kind of thing that I'm talking about. So if I talk about the right, I will say right. The problem is that right now, everything that is going horribly wrong is going on the left. We got some bad people on the right. Let's just call it Democrat politicians and Republican politicians. But unfortunately, for those who are on the side of the lawlessness and disorder and anti-American, everybody is leftist. If you don't love this country, you're a leftist. If you don't support America, you're a leftist. If you don't support the rights of the American people, you're a leftist. If you think illegal immigrants have more rights than Americans, you're a leftist. If you think that everything that the politicians on the blue side say is correct, you're a leftist. Right now, we're so close to shutting down the government. And I think that we should shut down the government, but only the Democratic side. We need to get rid of this cancer that keeps killing us. We need to find a cure. And I think shutting down the government from the leftist government will give us a better chance to become great again. And I believe that. I wish there was a way to do it. I can't wait to see some people being fired. I can't wait for Comey to be in jail. That lying snake has to pay for how he made our president look bad. Shifty Schiff is also on that list. He needs to pay and be held accountable for what the lies he told about our president Donald Trump. These people have been the same ones that have been saying that we are destroying democracy, and yet they are the ones that have been lying from the whole Russia collusion. You guys remember that? You remember that Hillary Clinton was over there talking about how, Donald Trump is, saying all these bad things about people and putting blame on the Democrats. And then as soon as she says that, she starts blaming all Republicans and she starts putting all the blame on Donald Trump. I will find a clip here that I really enjoy. Let me see if I can find this real quick. It's not going to be quick, but let me get here to. Let me see here. All right, listen to this, and I hope you guys enjoy the joke. Hopefully, it's not too loud.
It was massive. Her hair became massive.
505 billion. And by the way, I don't like this mic. Whoever the hell brought this mic system, don't the son of a bitch that put it in, I'll tell you. We're outside. So, Fire Marshal, will you let the people in, please? I assume the Fire Marshal's a Democrat, I assume. If we're attacked, Japan doesn't have to do nothing. They can sit home
Thank
and
you,
watch
Victor.
Sony television, right? Are you saying you're not going to protect them? I say, well, let me ask you. They paid? Look at that guy over there. Wow. Bring him. Where's your daddy? And your mommy, right? Do you want to go back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Trump.
You celebrate.
Oh man. Damn, my speaker's messing up. All right, let me see if I can play this a different way, because I think this is very awesome. Let me get rid of this one. And I don't know if this is going to be loud enough for you guys, to be honest, but we're going to play it anyway. Let's see. Hey, thanks for the memberships in there. I'm not sure how that works, but thank you anyways. That was a nice gesture of you. Let me change my speakers here. and see if this actually plays okay. Let me know if you guys can hear this, because
I actually like my speech better without teleprompters.
hi Cheryl. Perfect. Thank you, Sixto.
Never in history has a major party presidential candidate so viciously demonized the American voter.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
My wife and I represent non-deplorable people.
That's my black people.
Sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
We are not racist at all.
There's so much more that I find deplorable.
Do I look deplorable? No. What?
They're offensive, hateful, mean-spirited.
I am a wife, a mother. I work full time, and I am voting for Donald Trump and Mrs. Clinton. You can go home.
Unfortunately, there are people like that.
We are going to make America great again, and Hillary needs to take a nap.
And he has lifted them up.
After all the horrible scandals that Hillary Clinton's been involved in, and that she has the gall to call us deplorable.
They are irredeemable. Thankfully, they are not.
Irredeemable.
USA.
They called us not America. USA.
A divided nation because people like her, and believe me, she has tremendous hate in her heart.
America must reject the bigotry of Hillary Clinton, who sees communities of color only as votes, not as human beings worthy of a better future.
I have no doubt that I am Bill Clinton's son. Everyone in Arkansas knew. Everywhere I went, they point, that's Bill Clinton's son right there.
There's a black guy that was says that he's Bill Clinton's son.
When my father was president of the
Got the
United
same
States,
eyes.
the state of Arkansas put us in foster care. We was house to house, hungry at night.
That's right. The time changed. That's right.
For the Black Lives Matter activists.
If she's saying Black Lives Matter, why I don't matter to her?
Devastating what's happening to her in the cities. She's been talking about it for years. As usual, she talks about it, nothing happens.
Fight, fight, fight. I love this, guys. You guys got to watch this video.
She was here on a fiancé visa. Isn't that nice? Oh, fiancé, wonderful fiancé.
When people are shooting their friends in California, when they're shooting their friends, bye, bye, goodbye. If some of those wonderful people had guns strapped right here, and this son of a bitch comes out and starts shooting, boom, boom, you know what? That would have been a beautiful, beautiful.
That's the time where they kicked off. What's crazy is that I didn't see the whole debate from the 2016. I didn't see all those videos, obviously, but all these clips that this guy has put on here. Oh my gosh. This guy has 193 YouTube movies, is what it's called. It's 193 million subscribers. But he's talking about a person that came on a visa, on a fiancé visa, I think is what he said, and did a shooting and killed a bunch of people. And what he's saying, that if all those people would have been strapped with a gun, that shooter would have been shot right in the head. And that's what he was talking about. And you guys can see, Omar, welcome, brother. I see you. So I'm glad that the people are talking on here, because they never have an answer. They have a lot of insults. They have a lot of hate. And they have a lot of things of saying, oh, you know, Donald Trump is saying all this stuff about us. Republicans are always calling us names and saying this and that, right? When we know they've been calling us fascists. They've been calling us, you know, Nazis and bigots and all these other names that incite violence. This is where they don't know what the freedom of speech is, right? But then here we are, and you listen to from themselves. This is your Hillary Clinton that you guys wanted to be in office, right? She's calling us all these names. Like, she was trying to go through a list of negative insults that she can give, not Donald Trump, but us, the American people. This is why we didn't vote for her. This is why we voted for Donald Trump. And I wish that I can give you guys better sound. I hope it sounds okay. But definitely, if you have not seen this type of videos, you gotta go watch it. It's called The Art of the Insult from Trump. And you will enjoy it. I'm going to tell you something. Thank you, Berniel. Love you, brother. Appreciate you for all that. Oh man, I'm writing backwards over here. I don't even know if that worked. Did that even reply? Thank you, Berniel. Muchas gracias, brother. Te lo agradezco, ¿viste? Mucho cariño, te lo agradezco. So one of the things that they have been telling us is all these insults, all this other stuff, and then here we are. You know, we're. I'm going to play this because I'm going to tell you this. If you guys have not seen, if maybe you guys don't remember this, but everybody that comes in here and they want to insult us, not just President Donald Trump, us. I go and I watch this video, and I'm going to tell you this. I was laughing all day listening to this, and I thought it was so great. Poor Marco Rubio, he looks so young in here. He ate Marco Rubio alive. He tore down everybody. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't know how to think about this one because, well, I believe that we lost the last election because they cheated. It wasn't because there wasn't enough Americans supporting. I refuse to believe that most of America was supporting a guy that was hiding in a basement. Not a guy that was out there in public, you know, and campaigning and doing the physical work. You know, this guy was actually out there working his ass off to deliver a message of love. And you can only do that if you really love the people. He doesn't need to campaign for money. For what? He can do deals whenever he wants. He's a billionaire. And you guys on the left side don't realize that. But you know what? It's okay. We already believe that it was meant to be for him not to be elected on the Biden era. I think that it was meant so that everybody got confirmation that the choice of Trump was the right one to make. And let's go ahead and listen to a few more jokes in here. And I'm going to see. Oh shoot! I didn't read it. I'm so sorry, bro. My bad. Let me see. The Bible references Leviathan, Leviticus or Leviathan? Is that, oh, you mean the animal? Yeah, the Leviathan. Okay. It's a two-faced ugly creature. And the footnotes, it says, is the Democratic Party. The Bible scribes tried to keep separation of church and state. Man. I thought I read it. I'm sorry. I think it's because I was trying to be so busy trying to type something for you. I clicked off and I don't even see the reply. Thank you, Berniel. I appreciate it. I'm glad I saw your name on there. But all right, here we go. Let's listen to a few more of this, a few more of these jokes. And I want to see what my beautiful haters type on here as they're listening.
Beautiful sight, folks. Our country's so politically correct that we're going to hell. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
We now have proposals from the presumptive Republican nominee for president of the United States to bar all Muslims from emigrating to America.
Barack Obama.
President Obama today, and he was more angry at me than he was at the shooter.
You told CNN, quote, Islam hates us. Did you mean all 1.6 billion Muslims?
I mean a lot of them. I mean a lot of them.
I will gladly lend you my copy.
If you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me, but plenty of people have written that.
What's the father of the man responsible for the Orlando massacre doing at a Hillary Clinton rally?
How did you like that picture? Him sitting, 49 people killed.
We are unified. If you're with me, please, let's go out.
Of course he likes Hillary, because Hillary won't even say the words.
So you guys know what I'm reading at here. The guy that did that bombing that killed 49 people, he was seen in a few of Hillary's campaigning rallies, and he's over here on Channel 5 WPTV. I don't know what that is. Has a sign that says Hillary Clinton makes the biggest investment since World War II. Good for national security. Ex-CIA Chief Moore II. Hillary told the truth about Benghazi. Gun control laws. Now, this is the guy that went and bombed and killed 49 people. He was supposed to be wearing a red hat for supposed to be a MAGA or whatever. And it turns out that he was caught seeing in a lot of Hillary Clinton's rallies. How about that for an eye-opening?
Radical Islam.
Let's continue. Oh, ABC 15 Arizona. That's what that is.
Hillary Clinton, through her incompetence, created ISIS. And now she wants to get rid of it. She says, yes, we will fight ISIS. She's the one that created it. With stupid policy.
Well, at least I have a plan to fight ISIS.
No, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do. No wonder you've been fighting ISIS your entire adult life.
You saw Hillary say last night, you don't know more than the generals.
Well, I'll tell you, the generals aren't doing so well right now.
I would bomb the out of them.
I'm going to bomb the out of them. It's true. I don't care. You got to knock them out. Knock them the hell out. And ISIS now is building a hotel in Iraq. They're competing with me. You believe it? We just spent $1 million building a soccer field for our prisoners.
Who the hell spends $1 million building a soccer field for prisoners? I'm going to tell you something. You guys know me if you've been on my lives before. And a lot of you people in here that come in here just to hate and not listen. There is a reason why they get away with stuff, because you guys are not paying attention. Samuel, how are you, my friend? Trumpstein, says Samuel. Oh, man. Trump is definitely a great president, a fantastic comedian. Absolutely. I laughed all day today. My boss was giving me these looks like, what the hell is this guy laughing at? I was having so much fun listening to all the insults that President Donald Trump did during his 2016 campaign. And I'm going to tell you something. For as much, how you doing, Samuel? God bless you. Thanks for being in here. Man, who was it that gave that? Victor sent 10 gift memberships. Wow. Awesome. Let's see. 2 channels, interact. All right. Nice. Right on, brother. Awesome. Appreciate it. Show the love, baby. Show the love. Let's see. Samuel say hi. Okay. So I say hello, Samuel. Did you not get that? Yeah. Thank you, Trinity, for acknowledging that. What is crazy? Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, so I find that with Donald Trump running this campaign, I was laughing all day. My boss kept giving me this look like, what the hell is this guy laughing at? And I was just like literally laughing out loud, because there was a lot of things that I missed from his campaigning. And the thing is that even though, okay, this is what I was going to tell you. The thing is, though, even though he was pushed against, it's like the salmon, I always say that. He was like a salmon going and fighting against the current of a river, because he needs to get to the area where he needs to go. And it doesn't matter how much they try to block him. It doesn't matter how much they try to fight him. he was still getting things done for the American people and for the United States of America. You guys remember that a lot of people were giving him crap because he said, we are going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. And then everybody's like, yeah, right, Mexico's going to pay for it. You're a fool if you think that Mexico is going to pay for it. And then they had the ex-president, what was the guy's name? It's not important. He's from Mexico. And he was like, we are not paying for that effing wall. And he repeated it multiple times. He's like, the wall just went up 10 feet, you know, and he's like, he's going to make the wall even taller. He's like, I am not paying for the effing wall. And then Trump had to come and say, well, listen, we've been getting ripped off. We're losing billions of dollars every year on trade, and we're going to make that right. So President Donald Trump, of course, is not going to say, hey, President Fox, oh, that was his name, President Fox, I need some money for the wall. That's not how it happens. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to be a bill. It's going to be a tariff. It's going to be a trade agreement. And guess what? Mexico is still paying for that wall, whether people like it or not. So we're going to give some of these crybabies in here a little bit more fun. Maybe they can laugh with us. Let's see what happens.
To be in Guantanamo. What do you need $1 million for? Level out the surface. Let them play. Secretary of State in the history of our nation. Why would she be a good president? I think she'd be a terrible president.
She fell inside Air Force One.
But it's bad experience. She has been outsmarted and outplayed worse than anybody I've ever seen in any government whatsoever.
I think he has shown that he is dangerous.
She talks about me being dangerous. She's killed hundreds of thousands of people with her stupidity. 30 years you've been doing it, and now
there you go, Marari. What's the misinformation?
If you were an effective senator, you could have done it, but you were not an effective.
Please allow her to respond.
She doesn't do anything about anything.
My favorite line is coming.
With her, it's all talk and no action. Why did Hillary get rid of her middle name? Hillary Rotten Clinton, right? Maybe that's why. It's too close. You come in from China, you see these incredible airports. We don't have the money because it's been squandered on so many of your ideas. I want to see a woman become president, but it can't be her. She's a disaster. Hillary is so corrupt. She got kicked off.
Marari, it was Fox. He's an ex-president, you dummy.
Contribution will go up, as will Donald's, assuming he can't figure out how to get out of it. But what we want to do is to replenish the Social Security Trust Fund. One of the worst things he said was about a woman in a beauty contest. He called this woman Miss Piggy.
She went up from about 118 to about 170 pounds. It was incredible.
And you can bet she's going to vote this November.
Okay, good. At one point, she was actually an eating machine. Somebody said, gee, that's not a very nice thing to say, but it's true.
He'd rather have a puppet as president
it's true.
of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear you won't admit
no, you're
that the Russian.
I'm watching television and I see her.
We are not puppets.
John Podesta said you have terrible.
That was Hillary Clinton barking like a dog.
Sanders said you have bad judgment. I agree with both. I have much better judgment than she does. There's no question about that. I also have a much better temperament than she has.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in
My favorite line.
Because you'd be in jail.
He is a beast. He's a beast. Let me read some comments before I give you some more truth. Mr. Misinformation over here, Marari says, you're a traitor to your own people. How many of you guys who are members and are that support me on these lives every single day, it seems like, how many of you guys have heard that line, that I am a traitor to my people, and how many times do I have to tell them? I would be a traitor if I taught them to disrespect authority, if I taught them to break the law, if I taught them to come here illegally was a good thing, if I taught them that to come in over here and abuse the benefits that belong to the American people, it's okay. What kind of a traitor would I really be if I agree that everything that is criminal, they are allowed to do? That would be the worst traitor. I don't think I'm a traitor when I tell my people to respect the law. follow the law, love American people, respect American people, love this country, respect this country, honor it, work hard, but do it from your country. Unless you are here legally, you shouldn't say jack squat. I don't care what Jeb, low energy Jeb said about, oh, in Espanol, he's over there because his wife is Mexican. Oh, I'm from Texas, and President Donald Trump is calling me a stupido, and all these other things. But you know what? I'm very respectful. I'm very loyal, and blah blah blah. You know what? This is America. You speak English. Oh shit! Oh man, I didn't mean to say. Yeah, I did. I meant it. Let's continue to some of these jokes, as you guys don't understand what respect actually is. I am a traitor, but not a traitor. You know what? It sounds the same to me. I don't know. However you said it, but yeah, definitely not a traitor of my country or my people. Thank you, Jeb. And the Jeb that I'm talking about is Jeb Bush. Not you, Jeb. You're the man. You're good. You're the good Jeb. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and listen to some more of this. Man, I'm telling you, you guys got to watch this video. If you guys need some comedy, you got to listen to this video. It's almost over, but I can always go back. Bernie Sanders.
Take a look at WikiLeaks, because Bernie Sanders, between superdelegates and Deborah Wasserman Schultz, he never had a chance, and I was so surprised to see him sign on with the devil.
We have got to elect Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine.
You know, Bernie Sanders would have been a legend. He would have gone down as a legendary figure in history if he didn't make the deal with the devil. But he made a deal with her, and now he's just another guy.
Bernie, my poor Bernie. Oh, Bernie, I feel so badly for Bernie.
Bernie Sanders has, to use an old word that I use on occasion, he's lost his energy. He wants to go home and go to sleep.
But you know what? A lot of Bernie Sanders supporters are going to be voting for Trump.
Hey, I like PBD. Very smart guy. Patrick is a great guy.
Sexual relations with that woman.
Remember what he said? He did not have sex with that woman. Oh, I'm so glad they kept the dress.
Hillary Clinton's only loyalty is to her financial contributors and to herself. I don't even think she's loyal to Bill. You want to know the truth?
Santa Sanders
is getting classified secrets. She's married to Anthony Weiner, who's a perv. You know, the little bing, bing, bing. Bum, bum. I love you very much. Remember 3 weeks ago? Donald Trump is sexist. I brought her husband into the equation, right? Whitewater, impeachment, lies. He didn't have sex with that woman. 2 months later, he's going,
Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women and attacked them viciously. 4 of them here tonight.
Here you go, lefties. It's for you.
4 very courageous women have asked to be here.
Okay. Hi, I'm Juanita Broderick, and I'm here to support Donald Trump. Actions speak louder than words. Mr. Trump may have said some bad words, but Bill Clinton raped me, and Hillary Clinton threatened me. I don't think there's any comparison.
Hillary was an enabler, and she treated these women horribly.
I think it's disgraceful, and I think she should be ashamed of herself.
And she's going to take ads about little Donald Trump. I was with Donald Trump in 1980. I was sitting with him on an airplane.
Did he actually kiss you?
Yeah. Wherever he could find a landing spot, yes.
Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell
you. Man, I'm telling you, man, you guys, you got to watch this video. You got to watch this video. It's called Trump, the Art of the Insult. I will tell you, you got to watch it. Number one is really funny. I got tears in my eyes. He is hilarious, but he is actually telling the truth. And that's what makes it even funnier. Now, you compare him to then, he has made a big change, a drastic change. And the leftist people that come in here to hate on me, they like to say all these negative things about me because they can't stand when the truth is being told. They are so corrupted and so evil and so miserable with themselves that when somebody is enjoying life, when somebody's telling the truth, it's like somebody's throwing poison at their face. I don't understand. Like the first thing you say when you come into my life, while I'm in the middle of saying, hi, how are you? Welcome to my life. Hey guys, I want to say thank you for your life. While I'm in the middle of saying that, liar, hypocrite, you hater, you traitor. Like, how can you even go there right away? I mean, maybe they had, right? I can see that. But but who's the hypocrite? The guys that keep saying that they want their freedom of speech, and yet they get mad at us for using our freedom of speech? Think about the logic in that. Think about everything that Trump did to insult all these people. And I'm going to say this. He went hard on Jeb Bush, and for a good reason. I'm sure that if you listen to Renee, you're right. They are in denial, my friend. And Ned says MAGA and truth. Two things they're allergic to that. Hey, Ronald, how are you? Welcome, my friend. Welcome. He went so hard on Jeb Bush. At first, I was kind of feeling bad. I was like, man, maybe people are right, man. He is a jerk, and they're fighting with words and this. But this is the freedom of speech. This is what it's all about. This is how you debate, and this is how you do some stuff. That some people can be chill, some people cannot. But the point is, Jeb Bush came in, and he tried to bring his mother to speak for him, and Trump used that to tell him, oh, you need your mommy to come and speak for you, blah, blah, blah. Here is the funniest thing, guys. The funniest thing about Jeb Bush bringing his mom on was Jeb Bush actually said, when they were when the cameras were on and they got the microphone and everything, Jeb says, and I'm my mother's favorite. And she says, no. On live TV, cameras rolling, microphone going. And she goes, do you mean out of all my kids? She says, no. She replied again. She repeated twice, you are not my favorite. I was like, oh, he's done. That's it. He's done. And then the next clip is just of him. It's just of him saying, okay, we're stopping my campaign here. But here's the cool thing, and I'm going to give him some credit, okay? I'm going to give him some credit. He actually shook Donald Trump's hand and admitted defeat. I'm going to tell you, I felt so bad, but you guys know, I like Marco Rubio. I think Marco Rubio has grown so much during the last 8 years. I think he has become more assertive, and being under the leadership of President Donald Trump has become a tougher person. He's become an actual candidate for the presidency today. That I really believe that. And Marco Rubio, he got some good things on Trump. Like, we talk about debating and making them lose. Rubio he said some things that if I would have been there, I would have taken advantage of it, and I would have probably got a better fight with Donald Trump. I would have gone harder against him. I would have had such a great fight with President Donald Trump, candidate back then, if I would have had Rubio's lines, because he could have exploited those things that he said about him, and he just got beat. He just kind of stepped back, and some of the times he tried not to laugh because President Trump, he tore him up. And the same thing with Lion Ted Cruz. What is it? Ted Lion Cruz. How do you call him? Man, he tore him up. And look at what we have today. Marco Rubio is such a great secretary today. He is a tough mofo. I tell you that. He graduated Trump University. Pun intended on that one. Some people hated that he had that issue with the university where he had to pay, I think it was $26 million to settle. But this is Trump University. Anybody that works for President Donald Trump goes through Trump University and they become better people. The ones that don't become better people are the ones that quit. He hates quitters. He doesn't like people that don't work hard. He doesn't like people that are lazy. And that is one thing that I know about him. And I'm going to tell you something that I feel like he's been this hard on all of his kids, and his kids love him. They respect them. They honor him. They know that he has earned everything that he has. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people didn't like me. As a matter of fact, I lost a best friend of 14 years because I supported President Donald Trump for 2016 election. You know, I supported him on immigration laws. I supported him with everything that he tried to do. Of course, my best friend was a Mexican guy that I have, I've known since I was like 13 years old, 14 years old. And I always thought he was my best friend. You know, we fought and we made up and we hung out all the time. We defended each other. We protected each other. I mean, we played video games. We did homework together, blah, blah, you name it. We did a lot of things together. He was my best friend. I lost him because I supported President Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you something. I lost my photography business because I supported President Donald Trump. I have lost a lot of friendships because I supported President Donald Trump. But there's one thing that is more important to me than fake friendships. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you are my friend, you will never stop being my friend, regardless of how much we disagree, how much we argue, debate, or say whatever we say. I'm going to tell you something. I'd rather lose fake friends than to stand for a lie. I'd rather be called a traitor to my people because I respect the law, because I believe this is the greatest country on earth, and I believe that this is the land of opportunity. So I refuse, because I want some people to like me. I'm gonna refuse to tell them that it's okay to break the law, that it's okay that because they came here illegally, so did some cartel drug dealers that also became here illegally. I'm not going to say that any child or woman that gets raped out there, it's okay because you wanted to come here illegally, so those illegal criminals also came through the border. I'm not going to tell you that doing drugs, selling drugs in this country is okay, because then I will be a bad person. I would not stand against injustice, and unrighteousness. I want to do the best that I can to be the best person that I can for this country, period. So I'm very flattered when I hear Americans, my patriots, you loving people in here that give me compliments and you call me American brother, and I mean, those kind of things. I love to hear that. But that's because I align with the values that President Trump has. And a lot of you common sense people in here are using the same thing. Common sense. Even President Trump, how many times did President Trump said, this job to be a president, it's not hard. He says, you just got to have common sense. That's it. All you're going to do as a president is go over there and wave and look at people and tell this person, do this, do that, take care of that, you do care of that. No, that's it. That's all he has to do. But he gets more involved with the people. I never seen anybody do so much campaigning, so many meetings, so many people that he went and touched. He insulted those that were weak, and he brought in strength. Let's not forget our military, they're tougher again. They are tough warriors. They're not just some feminine man pretending to be looking good in skirts because now they can shave their legs and they have nice legs. No, we need real warriors. If it's going to be a woman, let that woman be a tough woman. If you cannot do the pull-ups, then you cannot be in the military. If I go try to do the pull-up test, I'll fail. I can't be in the military. Plus, I'm old. Arthritis on my tailbone is kicking my butt right now. My sciatica keeps kicking in. How many of you in here have some sciatica pain? I can talk, but I cannot run like I used to. I can't kick like I used to. I can't box like I used to. Fingers are starting to hurt from arthritis. I got to get the Tylenol for arthritis. But the good thing is I'm not pregnant. Oh man, I left. I was doing so good being serious. But no, but it's the truth. And so, people like to judge President Donald Trump for this and that. But at the end of the day, we believe on freedom of speech. And what we don't like, and I know that you agree with me on this, what we don't like is people saying they want to use their freedom of speech, but they don't do it to be supportive. They don't do it to be to make a difference for the better of this country. They do it just to hate somebody. Why would you waste your freedom of speech on that? And I'm going to tell you, the Constitution says that you have the right to protest, to peacefully assemble. Nothing in there says get in front of the police, obstruct authority. Nothing in there tells you wear some camouflage and try to provoke violence against the authority. No, nothing in the Constitution says, why don't you go and stop ICE when they're trying to deport illegal immigrants? Nothing in the Constitution says that. And yet people go out there and they say freedom of speech. I am glad that some of our police officers and federal agents are pushing back. They're no longer sitting there like defenseless ducks waiting to get hit. They are hitting back. And I'm glad they're doing that. And they got to do more of that. I don't care what any criminal says. When you see governors, mayors, leaders in the government that support criminality, you got to make a decision. You got to make a choice. The next time you go to a ballot, you make sure you don't vote for the same clowns over again. I hope that Washingtonians have learned their lesson here, because we do not need another clown like Bob Ferguson or Jay Inslee, which have been taking a dump on Washington State, destroying big businesses. Now small businesses are being suffering. Now the farmers are also suffering because of the idiocracy of the Democrats. But I'm glad, I have hope, because I've seen a lot of patriots out there that were Democrats, and they said, I've had it with these tunes. These loons over here, they're not Democrats anymore. And I know that one day we will have our Democratic Party back. We will, because we need to have competition in order for us to have some choices to make. It would be stupid if it was only Republicans and there was no choice for us to say, well, I wish somebody else would run. I'd rather have different parties so that we have choices. I want somebody to run against me. I want to run against somebody else. I want to run against President Donald Trump. Well, what do you got? Well, let's see what you got. You have a team of lawyers. You got attorney generals. You got an FBI team behind you. You got a CIA. You have all these teams in here. You have soldiers. You have Air Force. You got Marines. You got this. Well, let's see, what can we do in this world? What will be the best tactic? Well, first of all, let's take care of our American citizens. Let's take care of our residents that are in here legally and are supporting our country. Let's make sure that those 1HB visas are legit and that people are being treated correctly. Now, let me tell you something. Why is it that there is a lot of Americans that are out there getting master's degrees for engineering, industrial engineering? They're doing all this software engineering, and they are not getting the jobs that pay $100,000. They are giving them to foreign Indian engineers. This is why the President Donald Trump said a few days ago that those who want that 1HB visa have to pay $100,000 if they want to come over here. Why? He is trying to stop companies from charging them hundreds of thousands of dollars away from them, still paying a cheap labor. Basically, is we have agencies that are thieves. They are not paying the Indian engineers $100,000. They're paying them about $60,000, and they're pocketing $30,000, $40,000. Why support that program when we have plenty of smart Americans, or at least residents that are already in this country? They deserve to get $100,000 every year doing engineer work, software, like in Microsoft. Oh my gosh, you call customer support, technical support for any big company, and you get somebody with a heavy Indian accent. I don't have no problem against Indian accents, but I'm trying to make a point. Why are Americans not getting that money? Why does the local government not support farmers at 100%? You know, these Democrats that want to shut down the government, They want to bring health care back. But it's not for Americans. It's for illegal immigrants. It's for people that should be working. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why? Why do that? Why promote a bad habit on people? Support them. You know, I'm a big believer of, hey, listen, you can give a person a fish, you know, and that fish will just last you for that day, or you can teach them how to fish. And then they can fish whenever they're hungry, and they'll never run out of food. Thank you, Cheryl. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the insults. You know what? If ever I am running for any type of lead positions or anything, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be cursing at me. They're going to be mad at me. But I'm going to tell you something. As I see President Donald Trump, he has the hardest job in the world, because as he said in his campaign 2016, he's not a puppet. He cannot be bought. Hillary was a puppet. All these political idiots that are the Democratic Party are puppets. They move by the money that they can make. They forgot why they became Democrats, and they became servers of the people. Now they tell the people, we are servants of the people, and yet they're living rich and we are poor. Figure that one out. They are the servants, and yet they put us in jail like January 6th. They set up a whole scenario and they punish the American people, and yet they're the servants. Who is the servants? People in government are not servants. Let's not be fooled. Not of the Democratic Party. You know who's a servant? President Donald Trump. You don't even pay him, and he's still serving. How about that? That's crazy. Let's go ahead and continue, because I really enjoyed listening to some of this stuff, and I'll try to read some of you guys' comments.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States. At least I will go down as a president.
Boy, was he wrong about that. We the people is the Constitution for American citizens. So let me take a look at this picture here in the profile. Some little kid. I was hoping I see something different, but okay. So if you don't know what the Constitution is for, what we the people mean, we the people does not include illegal immigrants. We the people does not include tourists. No migrants. That's we the people, American citizens, the people that can vote. That is who the people. Why do people don't understand that? Like, was that the question? Is that the reason why you were asking that, bro? Let me see if that's what it was. Maybe you thought I didn't understand what it was. Go read it, immigrant. Bienvenidos. I hope that I'm not misinterpreting what you're saying. You are a nigga, my boy. We all are. No. I have a paper that says I am an American citizen. Just like when the Mexican-American Revolution was over, there was an agreement for those Mexicans that stayed in the United States area. They also became American citizens of the United States of America, not of the continent. Let's keep that clear. Since the borders have been created, we need permission to come in here. If we come here illegally, you know everything that you could have had if you would have came here legally. If you are a migrant in here, you are a visitor. If you are an American citizen, you are considered the foundation of this country, because you can vote, you make decisions. If you're a tourist, you are a tourist, and it's a pleasure for you to be here. It is a privilege for you to be visiting, standing ground in the America soil. You are not we the people. My family that's just a migrant, just visiting, they are not we the people. When the Constitution talks about persons, it includes male and female and black people. Does not include you if you're an illegal immigrant. Does not include you if you're just a visitor, if you're just a tourist. If you're just a temporary visitor, that does not include you. Have some respect in the country that you're in. I'm not going to go to Mexico and say, hey, we the people, that's me. I'm Mexican. No, that is the stupidest thing anybody can say. Why can't you go do that in Mexico? Why can't you go do that in Guatemala, in Honduras, and Nicaragua, down in Panama, down in Japan? As a matter of fact, go to Korea, go to China. Go say that shit to them. Go say, oh, listen, oh, I'm in your country now. You got to do whatever I say. Oh, I got the human rights here. Go ahead, go try it. We are not stupid in this country. There is laws that we need to follow. I cannot sit here and claim I'm one of the people when I can't even vote. If I cannot vote, I am not one of the people. Now, thanks to God and thanks to the United States of America that has allowed me to become an American citizen, I consider myself we the people. I find it very interesting. How convenient is it that you people want to say that you are included in the we the people in the Constitution that is an American United States of America Citizens Constitution. Not America the continent. The United States of America belongs to the Americans, not to Mexican migrants, not to Honduran migrants, not to any migrant. 100%. That is the truth, and that is a fact. Now, if you are a legal migrant, you might claim some of these rights that we are allowed to use even though we're not citizens, like freedom of speech, like freedom to protest. You better be careful with that one because you could lose your privilege of your visa of legal in this country. You can lose the status of legal if you go and protest the wrong way. So if you're a visitor, quiet, behave, respect the law, and stay on the DL. Don't come over here and start insulting Americans. Pimp slap. Don't come over here and start hating Americans, claiming the Constitution for yourself if you're illegal. If you're a migrant, if you don't respect Americans, that Constitution does not cover you at all. As a matter of fact, if you come here illegally, you broke the law. You nulled anything that Constitution for the Americans would have given you. See, when you break the law, you don't get to claim anything else from the Constitution. When you come here illegally, you already insulting this country. You are invading this country. So that doesn't pertain to you. If anything, you should be shot trying to cross the border illegally. I don't know if you remember that, but they used to have signs. Some property owners, they still have signs. You will be shot if you come across that line. That is my property. Just saying. On a big scale, you got to respect this country, period. And this we the people is not for you. That's only for American citizens. Woo! Let's go. Wayne. Here we go. All right. I am a man of God. What is it? Thank you, 98. Peace be with you as well. Life is precious. Life is precious, my man. But not criminals will not be getting away with criminality. Why respect this country? Because if you want to be in it, you should respect the owner of this country. And this country belongs to the American people, so you better respect them. Let's see. Solrex says you're not Christian. Okay, yeah, because you are the perfect image of a Christian. Sure. Go ahead and tell me why I'm not a Christian. Let's go with that. Let's see. Solrex, go ahead. Why I'm not Christian? Hispanics for Trump. Kinda. 100% Hispanics for Trump. Mega deplorable, says Joseph. Go ahead. Come on. Solrak, go ahead. Why am I not a Christian? Give it to me, baby. I don't hate others, but they got to respect the law. I don't know if any of you have ever discipline a child with a freaking smile? Have you ever disciplined your child with a smile? If you have, you are the problem in this country. Go ahead. No. I don't ask stupid questions. I want you to tell me why I'm not Christian. Solrak Blonde, you do. Debate me. Debate you on what? You already telling me I'm not a Christian. And yet, I'm yet to see anything Christian come out of your typing. Go ahead and tell me something Christian, my friend. It's okay, nothing. It's all right. Let them talk. I like this. I want you to tell me, how can you prove that I'm not a Christian? Thou shalt not lie, and I'm not lying. Bienvenidos. This country of immigrant origin is the biggest lie that you have ever heard. That's not true. What you know about that is a lie. Chuck says, I lie daily. Yeah, oh, sure. I bring receipts every time I say something. Oh, I respect life. But criminals, they don't respect life. If you have a law, if I say, if you come into this country illegally, you will be shot, who would be at fault? The person that takes the shot after the warning, or the person that decides not to care about their life and come across illegally anyway? Answer that question and we'll continue debating. You don't make sense. For you people that are ignorant, that have not been on my lives before, I'm going to give you something so that you can learn something. This country was not founded by migrants. I know that's hard for you to believe, because you think that because somebody came from another country to here, that makes him a migrant. There's a big difference between migrants and settlers. When they became settlers, when they conquered this land, they started building this country. Everybody else that's come here, and I made the example, when you say that migrants built this country, you are lying. Because migrants did not come here to build this country. They came here to get a job from the people that were building this country. You got paid for a labor, and that's what you did, but you didn't create this country. There's a big difference. There is an architect that actually makes a house, and there is a laborer that puts the sheetrock on. There's a laborer that makes the framework. There's a laborer that makes the plumbing. There's a laborer that makes the electricity wiring. There's a laborer that does the roofing. There's a laborer that does the painting. But the architect, the man that builds the house, is the one that constructs the plans and that finances the whole situation. That's the guy that makes the houses. You will never hear, oh, hey, so there's 100 people here. They make the houses. No. They're going to go to the professional architect, that man that builds houses, and they're going to say, hey, here's a house builder. They're not going to call all these other subcontractors and contractors house builders. So this country was not made by migrants. This country was made by settlers, people that made this their home. If you think that you can make this country great, go back to your country and try it there. There's a reason why you're here and not over there. I raised my case with that. Solrak says, it's 2025, my guy, check your calendar. Thank you, Berniel. These guys, man, they don't know facts. So Solrak says, are you a Christian? I believe in Christ, and I guess by definition that does make me a Christian. What I don't have is a denomination. I don't have a denomination. If you know what that means, I hope you understand. Let me see what Bienvenidos say. Let's see. Bienvenidos, you've been here a couple of times, but I don't think you've ever been positive. Like the plantations, my guy. Yeah, exactly. So even if you have plantations, okay, who is the one that is the owner of the farm? That is considered the farmer. The owner is the farmer. Everybody else that works in the plantation, they're laborers. They're workers. They don't make the farm. They get paid to make the farm. There's a difference. I don't think you understand that. I don't know. Maybe they take some vitamins or something. All right. But that's what I'm going to drop that one off. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Yes or no, is genocide Christian? It depends. If it's a whole village of witches and Satan worshipers, nah, I think that's okay. Get rid of them. But I'll tell you what, as a Christian, that's not my job. That's God's job. We don't teach to go and actually destroy that. But if God was going to, I'll say, yeah, get rid of it. But we ourselves, we don't do that. We are allowed to go to war against people that wish us harm. Man, speaking of wishing us harm, I heard some stuff that I don't even know. I don't want to share that one. Some witchcraft that was done on Charlie Kirk. You guys probably know about that, but I don't want to talk about that stuff. Maybe some other time I will. But I got to pray a lot before I start that talk, because you guys don't know how much prayer you need to keep your cool. And I need a lot of prayer. My ADHD drives me crazy sometimes. So we're not going to debate too much on that. Yes, witchcraft is real. Satan is real. Demons are real. Yes, all that evil stuff is real. You don't know it, that's okay. You can say you don't. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. People think that they have a choice for bad. No, no, no. You have a choice if you want to go to heaven or if you don't want to go to heaven. Now, to go to hell, you don't have to make a choice. You already go into hell when you die. So the only choice you have is, okay, do I continue on my path to hell or do I want to go to heaven? If you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, then you have nothing to worry about. But if you believe in God and you believe in Jesus Christ and you believe that you're a sinner and you repent and you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior and you're devoted to God and you try to be as best as a human being as you possibly can so that you can be told that you're a great servant up in heaven and live forever, happily ever after with God. So you can make that decision. Or you can say, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in that, I don't do this, and the devil doesn't exist. You know what the devil says? Hey, you're right. Yeah, I don't exist. Hey, God doesn't exist. Heaven doesn't exist. Listen, live your life. Smoke your weed, drink your beer, do your thing. Be happy with yourself. Go sin. Hey, listen, it's not even a sin. It's just fun. Go do whatever you want. Satan wants you to do all those things because whether you like it or not, he wins. He wins you. But we're not going to let everybody go down there without a fight. We are going to spread the word and we're going to try to share some common sense to a lot of people, and hopefully most will listen. I don't have hope that everybody's going to listen. I have seen a demon. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I have no power against it, but guess what? The power of Christ, Jesus, overtakes them every single time, my friend. I am weak, but he's strong. And this is why I always tell people, pray for me. We'll pray for you. We all need prayer. We are weak, but he's strong. See, I make myself meek so that he can be strong for me. All the honor and glory, the reason why we say all the honor and glory goes to God is because we should never think that it's always us on our own doing something good. When we do something good, we give God thanks for that. We give God glory for that. And in return, we get a joy as a reward while we're here on earth. Our treasures are up in heaven. They're not here. So if you get a chance to live a good life here on earth, enjoy it. By all means, be happy. Try to love people. If you find yourself that you cannot love somebody because they're so hateful, get away from them. Don't be with them. It's that simple. So that's my advice to you. Now, let's see. I know that some people still say I'm not a Christian, but I want to hear why I'm not a Christian. Thank you, Ronald. Don't worry about those things. Let them say what they need to say. Every Christian I've seen loved money. Cosmic Uncle, unfortunately, you're right. You are right. I've seen them. I know if somebody in here is getting rich out of church, I'm sorry for you. Now, I will tell people that if that pastor that is getting rich in that church is preaching the word of God, and what I'm talking about, and you will know is the word of God, because they're not going to talk about vanity being good. They're not going to talk about hate being good. They're not going to talk about money bringing you happiness. And they're not going to force you to give money. What I suggest you do is, because if you are in a church and you have your own Bible, now everybody just download the app on their phones and there's the Holy Bible. You can read it or you can hear it. Okay? There's no excuse for it. You can go to a church, and if you like the way that they worship, then worship with them. But you worship for the God that you are seeking, the one that you're looking for. If they are not worshiping that God, it's their loss. If God does not put in your heart to give money, don't give money. But if God puts it in your heart, I want to give this money. It doesn't matter if that pastor is good or not. You're giving with a heart to God. And the blessing comes to you, not to them. For I'll tell you the truth, they have already received their reward on this earth. They will not get anything up there. Okay? I have a problem with a lot of churches. I'm not going to go and condemn them, but I have a lot of problems with a lot of churches. So that's where I stand with that. I don't think, number one, here's a couple of things that I think should happen. You know, congressmen have a salary, $175,000 to $225,000 a year, I think is what it is. The president's salary is only $400,000. That's nothing. I thought it was more, to be honest. But I think if a pastor has a certain amount of people, of members, they should have a bracket of paying. You know, if you want to, I'm trying to be as fair as I can. So if a pastor has 10,000 members, he should have a cap of, according to his family, blah, blah, blah. He shouldn't have 10 houses. He shouldn't have all kinds of luxuries, cars and jets or whatever, like some demonic so-called pastors out there have. But they should make enough money. If it's $100,000, okay, great. Then let that be their cap. Also, number two, the church should pay taxes. I know some people will probably not agree with that, but when a church is making millions, I'm talking about millions of dollars, they should pay taxes on that, because that would also help the community. Okay? I like Joel Austin. Okay? I'm not saying he's going to heaven. I'm not saying he's a bad pastor. I like Joel Austin. I think he speaks very nice. But he speaks the gospel of prosperity, which is not salvation. And that's what I have against him. He doesn't speak against sin. He believes that if he stays in his little lane, everything will work out fine. You're going to have the prosperity, and he keeps blinking because he knows it's bullshit. And you're going to have the prosperity that God wants for you, and you will feel the love. Listen, I like the guy. He can do whatever he wants. He's already received his reward. And I think a lot of people are actually blessed because of his preaching. He does deliver a message. I used to like listening to John Hagee. He was a prophetic pastor. T.D. Jakes, until I found out what he was doing, and I can't even stand this guy. He's so corrupt. He's going to hell. He better be afraid of God and repent. But there is a lot of so-called Christians out there that in reality they don't have a fear for God. You know, whenever I tell stories about Christ, I get emotional. Let's see, get a membership at their local asylum, free straight jacket for 30 days. Berniel is pretty cool, man. I like Berniel. You know, all the people that I don't know, it's just like, I'm going to offend somebody all the time, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, people don't understand. Like, you have a choice. You can say whatever you want, but you still got to be respectful, right? If I talk back to you, that's what it is. I'm talking back to you. Now, here's the thing about being offended. You want to know the secret so that you don't get offended? I'm going to give you a secret so you'll never get offended. When somebody's saying anything about sin, anything that is evil, that is bad and corrupted and blah, 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 never think they are saying it because of you. If you got offended, it's because it touched a nerve, and that's guilt. So if you are not that evil person, you shouldn't be offended at all. Not like people here. Okay, so they call me a traitor. Okay, that doesn't offend me. They call me a sellout. That doesn't offend me at all. But the fact that they're calling me those names tells me a lot about them. So I say something back because I have to respond. I got something to say. This channel is not a trial that Jesus is going through. Jesus didn't want to talk in the trial, but me here, this is what we do. We talk back and we talk. So you get a chance. Let me see here. The T-Bone says, unfortunately, if churches pay taxes, all of the smaller churches would be taxed out of existence, and only the huge churches would remain. Now, I know what you're saying, but how small is your God that you're worshiping? That's where I'm at with that. Why do we need to have a church or two every block that we drive or walk by? Why is there so many churches? And yet, sin keeps multiplying. Why is there so many churches in every single community? And yet, violence is multiplying. Corruption is multiplying. You see, church is not a business. But if you're making a lot more money than small businesses, you got to pay taxes. Pay your dues. Maybe this will deter a lot of bad churches or a lot of fake churches from rising up. I know pastors that should not be pastors. I'm not a pastor because I can't. I don't have a good reputation to be a pastor. I have a bad past, and it doesn't matter if I'm forgiven or not. The number one thing that people always threw in my face was my past. Was like, whoa, how are you a pastor? You're divorced. Yeah, I know. The Bible says that God hates divorce. Yeah, he does. But it also said that we are allowed to give a letter of divorce because of infidelity. And well, I've been very unlucky with that side. Yes, I always get to be accused of doing it, but apparently it's always the other side, right? But it doesn't matter. The point is that everybody is always going to be judged. Everybody's always going to be criticized. Everybody's always going to be called, you're a fake, you're a liar, etc. And I'm just going to say this. By their fruits, you will know them. Now, we can talk about anything. But if you see me, or what I've done or what I do in my life, then you can say I'm a Christian or not. But just here, sitting down talking to you, you are assuming that because I say respect the law. A lot of people try to throw a text at me, just like they do with the Constitution. It never fails. They always say, what would Jesus say to illegal immigrants here on this country and every other Christian country? Let me see. I'm going to ask you guys today. What would Jesus say about illegal immigrants in this country right now? Go. I'll give you guys a chance. In the meantime, I'm going to listen to some more President Donald Trump's insults.
I don't think you people like our president too much.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president. And the reason is because I have a lot of faith in the American people.
I think he's the worst president maybe in the history of our country. I think
that's right, Brian.
He's been weak. He's been ineffective. You look at this so-called recovery, it's setting record lows.
I think the Republican nominee is unfit to serve as president.
Our borders are like Swiss cheese. This man has done such a bad job. He has set us back so far.
I'd invite Mr. Trump to stop whining.
They lost.
The premiums
100%.
are going through the roof. The deductibles, frankly, you have to get hit with a Komatsu tractor in order to use them. They're so high.
Suddenly he's acting like he's a populist out there. Man, I'm going to fight for working people. Come on, man.
I begin. We spent at a website. I hire people. They do a website. It costs me $3.
Woo! The delusional came back. All right. So number one, I think some of you guys have been in my life long enough to know the answer to that. But yes, I'm going to read some of this in here. 98 says empty churches. That is sad, my friend, but that's why we got to keep praying. Let's see. So do you think Jesus was born as Trump or my homie Eric Paredes? He got deported. Please nothing, blah, blah, blah. Buildings don't make a church. The people do. That's absolutely, Brian. KPC Trump is not Jesus. No, Cheryl, he's not Jesus. Absolutely not. You can't debate by text. He didn't answer any of my texts, so no, he's not. I don't know what the hell you're saying, Solrek. I think it's because you talk too much bullshit, and I can never read an actual comment that makes sense from you. I wish that you would make sense. Okay, so number one, Jesus would probably tell them to go back to their homeland. Jesus would not tell them, break the law. You remember the rule, give to Caesar what's Caesar's and to God what's God's. The law of the land represents Caesar. And if you are not going to be obedient to Caesar, you will be thrown in jail. And back in those days, you'll probably get beat down and, be shackled for the rest of your life. So no, Jesus will not sit here and be like, oh, my beautiful illegal people, come to me and let's have some lunch. No, he wouldn't say that. Obey the law of the land. If they do not welcome you in a place where you go, turn around, have your peace returned to you. It doesn't say stay there and force yourself there. But if you have a visitor, if you have a migrant, some foreigner that comes over, treat them with respect. Be hospitable. Feed them. Clothing if need to. But it doesn't say to do that to illegal immigrants. You guys don't understand that the laws have changed from there. There was no Mexico back in Jesus' time. There was no United States back in Jesus' time. All this land was wild. There was no government in place thousands of years ago in these lands. We're all indigenous. We're all Indians in our native country. Things have changed. You cannot use certain scriptures to get away with everything immoral that you think that you got the right to get away with. That's not how you use the Bible, and that's not what Jesus taught. Don't come in over here and put some dumb scripture on there without context. Everything has to have context. So yes, every illegal will be deported, and that's what Jesus would have told them, to self-deport. Which, by the way, I believe that about 2 million illegal immigrants have self-deported. This makes me happy because they will have a chance to come back someday. But we got to get rid of the rest of the illegal immigrants that are destroying this country. Elias Aguilar says, you cannot speak for Jesus Christ. Are you ignorant? We are following the teachings of Jesus Christ. Of course, we don't speak for him. He speaks for us. No, Dodge, I've never been. That is interesting that a lot of people ask me that. Why would you assume that I was illegal at some point? See, it's in your nature to think that you had to come to this country illegally, but that's not the case. Millions of people have come to this country legally and have stayed legally. And these are the proud Mexican Americans that you see today. You see all these Latinos for Trump. These are the people, and I'm not going to say all of them, because I believe a lot of them probably came here illegally, found papers somehow. They got papers, asylum, whatever the case might be, right? And those people came to this country, okay, and now they're legal. But what should they fight for? They should fight for this country to stay great. They should fight for the borders to be, even though they might have crossed the border illegally, it doesn't mean that they're going to allow everybody else to come illegally. Is that the kind of teaching that you give your children? Are you one of those parents that tell your children in your mind, this is what you say. Your child just went and did something illegal that you did when you were that age. Are you one of those parents that comes now and says, I'm going to tell my child, oh, no, this is the wrong thing to do. And then when you get to your child, you say, you know what, I did the same thing when I was your age. It's okay. Are you that kind of parent? Or are you the kind of parent that says, no, I was your age. I did the same stupid mistake. Don't do that again. Change your way. Otherwise, you're going to pay the price. You're going to give them advice. You're going to be a little bit tougher on them. You got to let them know, hey, I've been there, done that. It's not good. Trust me, it's not good. I love you, and this is why I got to tell you. You don't go and tell people, I've done it, so I guess you get a pass. No, that's not how it works. Cutting Edge says, Peter, you're going to get banned, bro. Cutting Edge, don't be so tough, man. Calm down. Let them talk. Let them talk. Gullible, uneducated, MAGA idiot says Black Diamond. Dumber than a brick. Okay, who's dumber? The brick or the one that says is dumber than a brick? Beta. Black Diamond, you are a brick. Solrex says, read this scripture. Let me see. What scripture we have here? Love them as yourself. Oh, thank you so much. Guys, hold on. Pause. Solrex, I'm telling you, man. All right, let's read the scripture. Solrex says, love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Yes. Love them as yourself. Let me see. There is a land that does not love criminals. There is a land that does not belong to me. If I love them as I love myself, would I want somebody coming into my house that does not belong in my house? No. So why would I say to them if I love them? Get a job. Where's your place? Are you homeless? Let me help you find place. You can do that. But when it comes to immigration laws, there still need to be followed. You see, there was a free trade, a free market trade in those days, and people can come from anywhere. And if they did a good job, well, maybe they will settle in there. Maybe they will give a chance to fight for that land or for that property or for that government. But the bottom line is that government is not yours, and they can tell you to do whatever they want to tell you to do. So a lot of people keep fighting, oh, we need to separate the church from state. Okay, well, let's do that. So why do you guys keep bringing up Jesus Christ would not let these people go? Why would you keep bringing scripture in when you don't believe this is a Christian country? Why would you keep saying anything religious when you don't support anything religious that this country stands for? That is my question. Marcus Gutierrez says, Dennis is a proud to be American. I really am, Marcus. And more than proud, I'm very grateful. You have no idea. I think my wife is well, no, I tell everybody, but my wife knows 100% that I want to be somewhere else. Not because I don't like this country, not because I don't love this country, but, you know, I've always missed my tropical weather. I don't like the weather up here. But I like Washington State. I think it's beautiful. And the reason why I'm here is because I feel like I have something to do here. I have a duty, so to speak. And so until I figure out what that is, I got to stay here. But I can tell you, if I was illegal, I would have self-deported a long time ago, and I would have gone back to my country without shame, because I would have been like, hey, listen, they were getting tough over there. They're going to deport me. I'd rather just come here on my own. Well, I tried. I gave it a shot. I went over there. It didn't work. So now I'm back. I don't think God would want me to be in that country illegally anymore. It seems like God didn't want me to stay there because doors were getting shut. So why would I stay in that country that doesn't want me there? I'm just going to go right back to the country where I came from, because that's where I would belong to. Okay? So if that's the question, you know, I hope that helps. God, please, says Monkey Juice. Build a wall and make it huge, says Paul 13:3. I think Trump wanted the China wall. You remember that? He said, now that's a wall that you can't get through. Now, interestingly enough, President Obama, your favorite black leader, who was probably born in the Middle East and got a fake birth certificate from Hawaii because it was easy to cheat over there, said that he was going to go down in history as a bad president. Well, he was right. He is the worst president. Well, no, yeah, he was the worst president, because Biden, he was not there at all. So it was just a digital pen. Let me hear some more of this comments from our president, Donald Trump, before he was elected.
This is a Fox News election alert. Pennsylvania goes to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the president of the United States.
Woo!
What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality. The fake media tried to stop us from going to the White House, but I'm president and they're not. How about when a major anchor who hosted a debate started crying when she realized that we won?
Donald Trump is democratically elected. If you have a son in the Marine Corps, the people in the
Thank you,
military
Worley.
defend.
Tears. No, tell me this isn't true.
If you look at it, even if you look at our 6 toss-up states on the board right now, even if Donald Trump won them all, he'd still be short.
You watch John King, the hand is shaking, quivering. Donald Trump has won Wisconsin. Donald Trump has won Michigan. Oh, you can see he's like getting ready to throw up all over them. And then they're looking at the map, they're saying, oh, wow. There's no way for Hillary Clinton to become President. Donald Trump is President of the United States. Oh.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States.
For the American people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
That was beautiful.
Go ahead, President.
organization.
Can you give us a chance?
Your organization.
You are attacking our news organization. Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you
I hate some of these people, but I'd never kill them. I would never kill them. I would never kill them. I would never do that.
Go ahead.
Can you say categorically, Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question? You're attacking
Such lying, disgusting people. It's true. It's true.
Can you give us a question?
Don't be.
I'm not saying it. He's saying it to you.
I'm not going to give you a
Can you
question.
can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
No, I wouldn't. I would never kill them.
Just because of the attack of fake news, and I just want to ask you, sir.
I'm changing it from fake news, though.
Doesn't that undermine?
Very fake news.
I know.
This is CNN.
Very fake news.
You and everybody else say it's not a ban. The president just proved what the truth is. All this has been spin and a distraction. Why?
Chris, this is where your spin fails. This is where the fake news propaganda collapses. Hold on.
This isn't about
do we have
it.
to
This
write
isn't
the
about
rules of
technology.
dignity? Do we have of decency? Do we have to rewrite the rules of decency, Scott?
Do I think a presidential tweet here would be a nice gesture? Absolutely, 100% I do.
If you can't control your tweeting habits, you crazy lunatic 70-year-old man, baby, then stop tweeting. Go seek therapy. Go knit. Find a hobby.
If my cha-cha says President Donald Trump should be president, my cha-cha has a great, because she has great common sense. She always picks the right candidate. That's why I love my cha-cha. Here's some Jeb.
He's a man that doesn't want to be doing what he's doing. I call him the reluctant warrior, and warrior is probably not a good word.
I feel better now. I gave myself therapy there. Thank you.
I think Bush is an unhappy person.
Apple Watch. My watch can't be talking.
I don't think he has any energy.
Is it my watch?
Short, tall, fat, ugly. Would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal?
Mr. Trump?
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there.
That's what you get, Rand Paul.
Is out to destroy the Republican Party. What do you think about that?
I think that Donald Trump is a fake. I think he's a fake conservative and really is
Hey,
not
this
much
for you
about
guys.
it.
You guys enjoy that one.
First of all, Rand Paul shouldn't even be on this stage. He's number 11. He's got 1% in the polls, and how he got up here, there's far too many people. Anyway, the people of Kentucky are being used by Rand Paul.
I'd like to also go back to, though, another question, which is Donald Trump a serious candidate?
The people of Kentucky should get a senator that wants to represent them, not a senator where it's a backup plan.
But just calling people stupid or calling them fat or saying they're bleeding, I mean, are just such ridiculous statements.
He's a disaster on military and defense. If I was in Kentucky, I would run against him, but believe me, I'd win.
You know, for a lot of us, it's like watching a car accident.
That's what I say.
On the direction we should be headed. That's a sideshow out there.
I've been nice to Scott Walker.
And Mr. Trump, we don't need an apprentice in the White House. We don't need an apprentice in the White House. We have one right now.
I said, oh, finally I can attack. Fine. Excuse me.
No, we talk about
in Wisconsin, you're losing $2.2 billion right now. And the folks of Iowa found out the
He's
true
smart.
facts of the job that you've done in Wisconsin. All of a sudden, you too. He was number 1. Now he's number 6 or 7 in the polls.
Jeb Bush is laughing while Trump is saying that. That's why he shook his hand. He knew he lost.
I don't think she's very good. I think she's highly overrated. She starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead. No, you don't. You haven't been called. Go back to Univision. Go ahead. You told me
Go back to Mexico.
That you would release your tax returns. Are you going back on your
No, I'm not. First of all, very few people listen to your radio show. That's the good news.
The idea of returning a blow every time you receive one, you know that doesn't work in any high-level
Well, I'm a
situation.
believer. Perhaps you're not. Maybe that's why your show isn't doing as well as it should be.
Oh,
because
you
you
see,
really
that's
have a
not
better
nice.
show. Why didn't you read my quote the way I
Oh, that's not nice.
Pull it up and I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Well, then you got to get Wi-Fi, okay? Don't ask me questions like that. You're not a very good reporter doing that.
You know what? Do this interview with somebody else.
Well, we talked about this yesterday on the phone.
This is exactly do the interview with somebody else. Really. Yeah, you don't need this. Do it with somebody else.
Every poll you're in proves that.
Not to say that you are a protester.
He's a real man. That's why I like him. They're fast forwarding Chris Cuomo and all the BS that he had to say.
He ain't talking to you anymore.
You just went. I mean, what are you making a statement or asking me?
No.
This really stupid guy. Shut up. I won't use his name.
Let me let you respond to those poll numbers, which I think that you wanted to respond to.
I didn't want to respond. Your people called my office about 40 times asking me to go onto the show. So it's dishonest what you're saying, Chuck.
I refuse to call him Sleepy Eyes. I'm not going to call him Sleepy Eyes anymore.
Oh, wait, guys. We have somebody here that actually knows that there is two genders. Let me see here. You don't even know what a man is. Where was it? I saw it in here somewhere. Anybody? Who said that? Who said you don't know what a man is? I saw it in here. I know I saw it. Somebody delete it. Maybe at the bottom. Let's see. Okay. Shy 380 says, I know what Susie is. I don't know what the hell does that mean. Do you know what a man is? Do you know what a man is? Are you asking me? Here's Millie. Trans women are women. Millie, what is a woman? If trans women are women, what is a woman? You guys love this question, don't you? Go ahead. We'll wait. Trump is funny. He'll wait there. What is a woman? If a trans woman is a woman, what is actually a woman? They'll never answer it because they can't. Not you, Susie. I'm talking about Millie says trans women are women. But what does that mean? What is a woman? In order for me to know that a trans woman is a woman, what is a woman? Israel is about to be free, my friend, from Hamas, and so is Palestine. Palestine is going to be free. And Israel and the United States of America is making sure of that. But sure as heck it's not the United Nations, I'll tell you that right now. Stephen Miller, Pee Wee German. Starch Manning. Thanks for the 5, bro. Let's see. Social construct. Nah, that's not a woman. Let's see. Come on, somebody's got to throw it in there. A woman is a person born with ovaries. Matthew, I'm not asking you. And also a uterus. I'm asking Millie here. So a woman is a ruling class bootlicker. Bootlicker. What is a woman, man? Come on, somebody. I know you guys got something. Berniel, Trinity, all of you beautiful people in here. Do you see how many insults just came out of that question? Like, come on, what is a woman? Oh, you guys can't take this, man. I want to hear a leftist tell me what a woman is. One of you that believes in trans people, I want you to tell me what a woman is and what a man is. How's that? Maybe one or the other is easier for you. XY chromosomes. They don't know what that is, bro. They don't know what uterus is. They don't know what ovaries are. They don't know what that is. Lisa says an adult human female. Marcus says, are you married to a white American lady? No. My wife is brown and Polynesian. And no, I didn't get my papers through her. I'm a citizen. Don't worry, man. I won't say too much. She's a national Samoan, American Samoan. Then it's got to give it to trolls more entertainment than Jimmy Kimmel. Hey man, am I just no? You know what? That news station is actually for that TV station is for leftist people, man. It's so sad, right? It's because I do like late night entertainment, but I like late night entertainment like remember old Jay Leno, Letterman, right? Those guys, man, those guys were. That's what I'm talking about, you know? Great late entertainers. Conan O'Brien was one of my favorites. He still is. He's still alive, I believe. He's still making these little Coco shorts, and he's actually, he's just a geek, goofy. He's just a very funny, talented man. Let's see, what do we got? What else we have? All these insults. Okay, SpongeBob. Talofa Samoa says DJ Callies. Talofa, Malolava Uso. Why are we giving Israel $13 million a day? We should be giving them more. That is a good question. We should be helping Israel a lot more. Let's see here. Touch that. Mr. Krabs. Because Israel has given over 2 million tons of food to Palestinians and also water supply to Palestinians. They have been, their soldiers have been going into Gaza, helping them move stuff, helping them get out of harm's way. Oh man, I'm glad you asked that question, my friend. It takes money. It takes resources. On top of that, you got to rebuild your country. On top of that, every soldier has a salary. On top of that, you got to be producing food and water and supplies and things like that to help the enemy, because that's really what they're doing right now until Palestine. Actually, you know what? I'm going to retract that. I'm going to walk that back, because I'm going to say this. Those who are here in the United States of America that says that they want to free Palestine, they are Hamas supporters. But the Palestinians that are over there in Gaza living through this hell, they don't want Hamas. They hate Hamas. And when they try to leave, they'll shoot them down. They won't let them. So why does Israel need more money? That's why. I hope that's good enough. I hope you understand that. All right, let's see. What else do we got? Was that good enough? Was that good enough? Conan in the year 2000. Yeah, Conan is, man, he's one of my favorites, guy. He really is. Seriously, ask your wife about Fafa Fine. It's a huge part of Samoan culture, and it's all about trans folks. So, DJ, what you don't understand about this culture, okay? Number one, Fafa Fines is actually a bad thing. Not all Samoans accept this. As a matter of fact, Fafa Fine was an actual sort of punishment. If your family could not have a female in the house, they will force one of the boys to be acting like females. And it was a shameful thing to do. And then now, because of America, they actually believe that it's okay to be Fafa Fines, and it's not. Fafa Fines, guys, if you guys don't know, that's what a trans woman is, okay? There's a lot of men that believe that they're women, and that's what they are categorized as. But the point is that a woman, right, Fafines, they are females. A Fafine is not a female. It's a biological man, and therefore they're still man. Now, you can dress like a woman, but that doesn't make you a woman. You can put lipstick, that still doesn't make you a woman. They're still man. And Fafa Fines, I get it, and who knows, maybe this is what will ban me from going to Samoa. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't agree with it. It was a very shameful thing to do back in the day, and then now they have normalized it, but yet a lot of people are against it. They just don't speak against it because they're afraid of being banished for their villages or that they're going to be judged. But this is the thing, that there's a lot of religious beliefs in the Polynesian culture, but they are not really fearful of God. They don't really practice the word of God as the Bible intends to be. They go to church. I'm going to give you this one example. There's this one guy that I am friends with. I don't hate the guy. I don't support him. He's a fafafine, okay? He thinks he's a woman. I asked him, and I had a conversation with him, and I was like, wait a minute, why are you a trans man, a trans woman? And he says, well, because that's how I believe I am. I believe I'm a woman in a man's body. And I was like, well, how can you be a woman in a man's body? You mean your personality? Because your body, you will never be a female. You will never be a woman. And I said, and let me ask you something else. Why is, no, no, Hafitu. Why is it that I see you in church a lot? I say, you go and worship God. How can you go worship God if you are, doing what you think? You know what he said to me? Guess what he said to me? When I told him, you go to the church and you go worship and you go pray. Guess what he told me? Go ahead. I'll let you answer since you're bringing in the fafafine. No, you can never be a woman. Not if you're a man. The truth is going to shock you if you don't already know what it is that he told me. Burnt. You're a beta. Your name is Burnt. You know what he said to me? Since I guess you guys won't be able to guess, but he said to me, he says, when I go to church, I don't worship your God. That's what he said. He said, I don't worship your God. And that is the reason why in the church they are allowed and they are treated like trans women. Many churches are full of sin. And the Bible says that when you see the abomination sitting in the house of God, to run away from that place. There you go. There's your answer. I did get him, bro, get him. I met a lot of gay men, okay? Now, he was a good friend of my wife, okay? And I became good friends with him. I hugged this guy. He flirted with me all the time. He said I was fine. So all you haters out there that think that I'm ugly, there's a lot of gay men out there that think I'm a handsome guy. So, hey, but that's another story. I would always be very polite to him. I always gave them a hug. That's my culture. That's what I do. That's just me. If we're friends, I'm going to give you a hug. And if you don't like my hugs, it's okay. I can learn not to. And I'll keep my distance from you. That's okay. You know, cuentas claras, amistades largas, we say. So we want to make sure that everything you need to say it. He got sick. I believe he got diabetes, and he was in dialysis. And this is where I met the guy that I'm telling you that is a fafafina. He's a trans woman that he thinks he's a woman. But he's still a man, physically. I met him there, and he hired me to do the funeral of his father, because his father passed. So I grabbed my cameras. I went over there. There was a bunch of fafafinas, trans people, whatever. There was a lot of gay people. And I noticed that some of the trans people in there kept calling him a girl. And he told them, I was like, I'm not a girl. He said, I'm a man, even though he was gay, right? See, that, I can understand. He's struggling with that, right? But he knows he's a man. You know a lot of words in Samoan, Tonga, only Samoan. Only Samoan. Like, I can tell you that Burn, he is, what is the word? Oh my God, now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot it because I'm thinking about what he was saying. He is, he's a lama falfao. That means he is stupid. But they got no life, T-Bone. Yeah, I know. All right, so anyway, so I'm filming him and I'm filming his father's funeral. And everybody was friendly. They knew I'm a Christian. They knew I didn't, support the, the trans whole thing or whatever. But they were respectful. Everybody was all about Ainga, right, about family and stuff. And so they were very nice to me, very polite. I was polite to them. They know I don't agree with what they do, but that doesn't mean that I have to hate them. I love them all. Okay, and this is why the guy that I'm telling you told me that, because he knows that I love him, but I just don't agree with the lifestyle or the decisions that he's making in his life. Well, they gave me like 2 small cakes. They gave me like a big ass plates of food, and if you guys know Samoans and you know that's what they do. They give you lots of food, right? This is why it's been hard for me to lose a lot of weight. But when he passed, because he died just like a few months later, I wasn't able to go there because he went to Samoa, and I wasn't able to go with him. It's expensive to travel to Samoa, guys. Let me see, dude. Why don't you just debate someone back instead of spewing BS? Bert, let me tell you something, bro. If you really want to debate me, that is not how you get somebody's attention. Let me tell you right now, bro. First of all, you got to be respectful, bro. You don't come in here and insult somebody and you think you have some freaking rights to debate somebody? You think you can demand somebody? You got to twist it, fool. That's not how you talk. You want my attention, be polite, be respectful, and then I might just consider being respectful back to you. Not a jerk. Don't tell me to debate dumbasses. I don't debate dumbasses. It's all right, Ronald. Don't worry about it. At least that way I know that I have to say something to him, okay? Let's see, what else do we have? Mr. Herrera, tell us your brown heritage first before you think you are brown Anglo. Tell your story where you came from to the country. I'm sure you weren't born here. That is correct, Gus. Gus, I am from Honduras. My father was Afro-Lenca, Indian, and my mother was Spaniard descent. That's where my last name's from, is from Spain. Obviously, a lot of Mexicans have my last name as well. We came here, my mother came here, well, my sister came here first because she left the country when she met a Christian, oh my gosh, missionary, fell in love, got married, and then he took her to the United States, and then he asked for my mom to come, so they gave her a visa. They took my mom. She became a resident, and then 5 years later, she came back for me. And then we went to the embassy twice. The second time we went, they told us, yes, we can come to the States. They gave us a stamp for the visa for 10 years, 6 months permission. And of course, my mother has already applied for us to get a green card. I got the notification that I will get one more interview to do. And I had to come back to Honduras, and I went back to Honduras. I went through my interview. I said, yes, I'm in school already. I need to get back because they only gave me 2 weeks vacation, blah, blah, blah. They stamped my passport with the residency, which is going to give me the green card. And I was a green card holder for over 2 decades. I always thought that I was going to go back to Honduras. And, as of 14 years ago, I've been married to my Samoan wife. And we have my last 2 children. I got 7 children total. All of them have been made in the USA, trying to keep the population going, of American citizens that will fight for this country. And that's my story. There you go. Very long story made short. Now, if you watch my lives more often, you will know that I will tell you life stories about my childhood and things like that. So that's okay. Don't worry, chicken. Sometimes it's okay to hear some of those comments so that I can, maybe they need to hear something back. And that's what I'm all about. That's what this channel is all about. It's just like people that keep saying, oh, I want to debate me, they want to debate me. It's like, okay, you want to debate me, but first of all, you got to show me some respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to have a talk with you, I'm not going to go have a talk with a hard-headed guy or a hard-headed person. I'm not going to go talk to a hateful person. Like that person is not going to want a dialogue. That person is not going to want to debate or make a good argument. That person already believes that they are right about everything that they say. And when they're acting towards me with hostility, it tells me that there will be no respect on this debate. If it gets heated, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So no, that's not how you get my attention. You want my attention, you better be respectful. And you know what I'm saying? You got to tell me what it is, but you got to know how to say it. Isaac Reyes says, keep doing your thing, man. Don't listen to haters. You know what? See, this is what I love about this chat, man. You guys are so positive, and you really give me strength to overlook at all these comments. I'm going to tell you something. If we went to war, I want to stand next to all of you guys. Seriously, honestly. I will die for all of you guys. And I know that you guys will do the same. This is the kind of patriots that we need in this country. And I'm going to say something. If some of you in here ever, or somebody ever watches this channel, if you are illegal, there's a chance that you might still get papers here. But I wouldn't chance it. I will self-deport. It's so much easier, and then you will also have a chance in the future to be able to come back. But I'm going to tell you, if you're going to be in this country, hopefully legally, but if you're illegal, be respectful. Don't go burning the American flag. Go love this country. Stay out of trouble. ICE is not going to come to you because you look brown. That's a lie. It's a lie. Stay out of trouble. Do what you're doing, but stay out of trouble. Don't be committing fraud. Don't be using somebody else's Social Security, because they will investigate why that Social Security is being used. And, well, the real owner of that Social Security is going to be looking for it. So you will get deported. You will get in trouble. But let the United States take care of the criminal illegals that we have. Don't go up there and protest. Don't be an Antifa, okay? They're about to get something. They don't even want it, but they're about to get something. And just be a good person. If you're, maybe one day you're gonna be like, man, you know, I finally got my green card, you know, and I get to stay in this country. And then you're gonna celebrate it. But you have to make sure that you protect the border as well. And how do you protect the border? By supporting the president, by supporting authority. When you see police officers coming in the community, don't be an asshole. Be nice. Hi, officer. Hello, officer. How are you? Man, sometimes if they're working, hey, would you like a bottle of water? They're not looking for you. They're looking for criminals. All right? So that's what I got for today. Tomorrow, guys, I was going to go live. I might go live in the morning. I will do a live for sure in the afternoon, okay? And you know, sometimes on my weekend, I will go live at noon or whatever. But I think I might want to go get a few extra hours of work, of overtime, because the next week is going to be my last week of work at this company. So we're going to continue to hit it here. We're going to put more time into it. And Berniel, thank you so much, brother. Dennis, when you win the governor's office in Washington, and you will look back at these streams as inspiration, I will tell you that I already have, you know, you, Berniel, I have a lot of people in here as inspiration for me. A lot of American patriots, and even Latinos for Trump, you know, and you know our raza, right? Our people. They are supportive with their comments. They are loving to people. They can say whatever they want, but they know God is in control. And I think that is inspiration, bro. And I think that if, you know, when we start running for this governor position, I will definitely mention all of you guys on this. And even those names that I can't remember, I will give credit where credit is due. And I'm going to say that I was so inspired that, you know, before I started this channel, I was feeling hopeless, that I'm the only person that believes that what's going on in our country today is wrong. And I have found right now we're at 6,400 subscribers in almost 3 months that we've been doing this. And you know, there's days that you hit blocks, you know, you don't feel confident to keep doing it, and you see all these haters and everything. But then I get people that shout out, you know, and they defend me. Trinity has been the biggest supporter. Omar has been the little brother that we've been praying for. You know, Renee, Cool Cat Renee comes in here. Miguel is, he's become a close big brother to me. And I appreciate them. They send me information. They pray for me. They give me hope. And that's exactly what it's all about. I want to be able to give the same thing back. I hope I put that in there right. Give me a second. I must have mistyped something in there, I guess. But you get the idea. Let's see. Cutting Edge says the Austrian painter acted like this, stubborn, distrustful of his generals, and too driven by his instincts. The left acts the same. You know what, Cutting Edge? Unfortunately, well, two things. One of them, we are blessed that this country has more patriots than haters. We are blessed because a lot of loyalists, patriots that were loyalists to the Democratic Party, have realized that the Democratic Party has been destroyed by communists, socialists, Marxists. And they have come to our middle side of things. And they are now supporting the president because he's the only one fighting for this country. Now, they might not like Trump, but they love this country. And the love for this country overcomes the hate or the dislike of a man. They see everything we're going through as a good thing, and that's great. Now, the negative and the bad side of it is that a lot of people on the left that don't want to make that change. I don't know what we can do for them. I don't know what we can do about it. I don't know. Let me see. Isaac says, thank you for the chat, guys. Thank you for the 5, for the 20s. Appreciate it. Honestly, most liberals here only here to hate. I know, Isaac. I see it. We the people love you. Thank you, brother. God bless you. And yes, Christ is King and he is Lord. He is the King of Kings, my friend. The Lord of Lords. Absolutely. T-Bone says, absolutely. T-Bone says Trinity. No, man, I really mean it. I mean it. And we the people, it's for Americans. I don't care what anybody else says that hates this country. They only want to be part of we the people in words, in a fate of stealing benefits that belong to the people. When I was a green card holder, even as a green card holder, I never consider myself we the people. I always consider myself a green card holder as a resident, permanent resident, but I'm still an alien, right? I always saw American citizens better than I was, not because they're better humans, but because they have more say. They actually had an authority to make a change in this country. And so the right to vote is the biggest power that we can have as people. And so, you know, if President Trump questions it, let's do a recount. You know, I question it, but I'm a nobody to go question anything by myself. But I question the election that we just had here in Washington State. I question it that, wait a minute, just because we reach the majority of the registered voters, it doesn't mean we got to stop counting the votes. The ballots stopped counting because they knew that if they kept counting, we would have found that there was way too many ballots being counted and they would have been caught for fraud. So that is democracy. And now that I'm a citizen, I have a problem when they cheat, when I feel that something is not right. There is no way that people here in Washington State have seen the misery that has happened in Washington State for the last 8 years, and that they are still voting for the same people. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I'm going to tell you the other thing that they're doing right now here in Washington State, and I'm sure that is happening in other states. There is this guy that I like. I'm going to give you guys his link to his channel. Give me a second here. Let me find it. He is so great with this information. He's a Washingtonian. I think it's, no, that's not it. I think it's called We the Govern. Here we go. I'm going to give you, let me see if I can give you his link. He streamed a live yesterday. I didn't get to talk to him because I was also doing a live. But let me get in here. And if you want to check him out, everything that I have told you about what I think, or what I know that is happening here in Washington, this man right here will explain it better for you. Okay? So you can copy the link and go watch his video. His voice is not known as much, you know, because you can see how many people watch his live, right? They're probably the same amount of people that I get on my lives, but listen to him. And then you can tell me if what I've been telling you about Washington State is wrong. This guy will give you the information better than I can, because this is what he does for a living, you know, and he is part of this this group that is trying to bring information out to the Washingtonians, American people. Okay, let's see, what do we have? What else we have? Yeah, they're liars and cheaters, but you know what? Eric Silverglade says from Everett. Yeah, South Everett or North Everett. I lived in many different areas of Everett. Casino Road. You know where Casino Road is? That's the ghetto side of the south of Everett. Let's see, you like V for Vendetta. I just can't be a person who values compassion and kindness and support a president who is so cruel. So, Ebas, whatever that is. Yeah, man. But you know what? They're working to get rid of the fentanyl here, man. You guys didn't know, but most of you guys know in my chat that I lost my brother-in-law to that. He didn't know it was fentanyl, by the way. But yeah, man. My ex lies in Washington State, she calls it. Yeah, not everything, man. Washington here, man. I think it's worth fighting for, man. I mean, I made a short video a long time ago, and I got a lot of views on it. Not millions or hundreds of thousands, but I got quite a few views on it. And I was thinking about, okay, do I leave Washington State or do I stay and fight? And I got probably the majority of people told me to leave, and that's why I was kind of like, you know, feeling like maybe there's not enough people in here that want this state to be good, you know. And then I started, you know, doing my lives in here, and man, I'm seeing more and more people out there that want the best for this country. Yes, we do get a lot of haters coming in here and saying bad stuff to us or whatever, and insults or whatever. But, you know, we got to keep fighting for what's right and for what's good. Let's see, I watched that video and it's quite informative, right? Trinity, I think I sent you that link before. I think he's great. I mean, and if you don't like the way I say things, I recommend you go and listen to him. He's pretty calm. He's very well educated, I think. And he really does have the right heart for the American people here in Washington State. They're figuring out a lot of stuff that's going on, and I want to see some accountability. That is the biggest thing that I want to see, accountability. Yeah, we're Republicans and Democrats, we're all goofy, my friend. Every single one of us are goofy at some point. Oh, Joshua, man, I wish. You guys know that I wanted Alberta to join us, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Canadians they're also a proud people, as they should, and they can fend for themselves. I just wish that they will have a better prime minister, of course. But I wish Alberta was part of the United States, including British Columbia, because then we will be able to protect them as our own country instead of just some neighbor that can defend themselves. You know, they lost a lot of support from us. Alberta's fed up with BC as well. Oh, man. I thought it was, what is it, Toronto? I thought it was Toronto the problem. Man, I got to listen to my Canadian brothers again. I haven't listened to them for a couple of weeks. Canadians way too smart for Americans. It's smart, eh? Hey, ladies! I'm from Saskatchewan, eh? You guys remember that? I don't know why I said that. That's from Adam Sandler's movie. What was it called? Grown Ups? Grown Ups 2, I think it was. Where they bring the wives. Well, they love their healthcare, but it's shit healthcare. If we had free healthcare for everybody here in the United States of America, we wouldn't get the healthcare that we deserve. Believe that. It's just way too overused. We're still working with big pharma. We're still trying to lower medicine prices. The Donald Trump was making fun of Obama because of the big Obamacare that everybody on the left keeps bragging about. But I was never able to afford Obamacare. Like, I never been able to afford it. Ever. I tried to get it. It was like $500 something just for me. A month. And I'm like, how the hell are you going to, come on now? I couldn't afford it. So, so we don't want that, bro. If the governors or if the Democrat politicians would stop stealing the money from the American people, I can tell you right now, our budget will be so good that we probably would have free health care. But we don't. Instead, what we have is $37 trillion in debt. And it was already 20 trillion, I believe it was 20 trillion with Obama. There is $22 trillion unaccounted for. Where did it go? USAID, any NGO, where did the money go? They got no receipts. Nobody knows where the hell that came from, right? That guy Carney is going to net zero green, man. Carney he's a piece of junk. I don't know. I blame, what's the other guy from the opposite side? I used to like him. What is his name? I used to like him because he was right about everything that he was saying and he was doing. But then he caved in to the leftists because of the tariffs. See, if he would have stood his ground and would have been like, well, hey, I will have more respect for him this way. If he would have said, my Canadian family and friends, all my Canadian family, what Trump is saying is right. I'm not saying that that's going to stay. We're going to negotiate better rates. It has to be fair. I would look into that. But believe me, Canada first. And that's exactly what he should have kept, what he should have said. Instead, he catered to the left's panic mode. Oh my God, they hate us. They're enemies. Oh, we're going to war. Stupid people. The fear mongering is ridiculous. Pierre, right? What was his name? Come on, somebody knows this guy. I think it was something Pierre. Maybe it's not, I don't know. It's a French name. I can't remember his name. But anyways, he was like the Republican, the conservative, and not Pierre Morgan. Polyev. Thank you, Joshua. That's it. Polyev. If he would have stuck to his guns and if I would have said, you know what, Donald Trump's got a point. But we're going to make sure that we get a better deal. I think that Canadians would have still voted for him, and I guarantee you 100% that the relationship between Canada and the United States would be so much better right now. They'd be getting those F-35s right now if it wasn't because of what Carney has done. I think that he's made a big mistake, and I'm glad somebody brought in Canada because I really thought Alberta, Saskatchewan was going to be part of us and that we were going to be all one American nation. I just can't imagine that China would allow that. I can imagine that Russia would allow that. Because if we have half of Canada as the United States of America as the 52nd and 53rd state, man, this country will be like crazy. We would have had so much, yes, Pierre Polyev, that's it. If we would have had that, we would have our money value would have skyrocketed. Now, you can say, oh, you're not an economist. How do you know? Oh, well, you're not into this. How do you know? Common sense. Alberta has the oil that we want. We got the machines to refine it and to filter it and to make it good petroleum. It's a win-win. And on top of that, we have a lot of conservative Canadians that are like Americans, that believe on working hard for their earns. Not the lazy people that want to be on social programs. Not the leftist lazy people. There's a lot of Democrat patriots that are out there that left the Democratic Party. Well, they didn't left. The Democratic Party left them. But they have come and joined us because they believe in hard work. They believe on marriage and having kids and making a life here in the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you, having the British Columbia, the Vancouver, Washington, all that stuff, right? Well, Vancouver, Washington, that's over here in Washington State. Vancouver, Canada, Vancouver, all that land that kind of goes over the ocean, that will all be Americans. And Canadians wouldn't be any less people. They will just be Americans, but they will still be the same great people. They wouldn't have nothing to be shamed for. They wouldn't lose their pride. They wouldn't lose their honor. If anything, we would be so excited to have them. We would actually put them on a pedestal and be like, hey, welcome. Welcome to the United States of America. We're so happy. You know what? I want to come over here and eat some Canadian food. What do you guys got here? Probably the same shit that we have over here, because Canada's got a bunch of different people from all over the world as well. But my point is that it would be a good thing. I believe it would be a good thing. Now, if we have too many damn socialists from Canada, I think what we would do first is we would ask them to move to the other side of Canada, and they will take everybody else. And I think that a lot of our socialists over here from America should also go to that side of Canada, and then we can have the good Canadians and the good Americans in one part. And yeah, maple syrup for everybody. Woo! Man, I got a bad story about crossing the border in Canada. A lot of you guys already heard it, but can you imagine if Canada was part of us? I would never have to go through that experience ever again. It was sucky. Moving all those people is incredibly unrealistic. It's as unrealistic as Alberta becoming a 51st state. I know, it's just jokes, okay? You got to know when I'm being sarcastic. But I would, honestly, me personally, I would love for that to happen, okay? But I know, I'm grabbing air bubbles. It doesn't exist. We really don't need ish from China. Hey, but China actually told, why is my live frozen over there? I log in to see my live on my computer and it's frozen. I don't know what happened there. Page not responding, probably because of that. Oh, geez. Schumer rolls out new anti-Trump message, tells Kristen Welker he'll make Trump quickest lame duck in modern history. I didn't know that. All right, guys. Well, I said goodbye. I think my internet is calling out. It's having a problem. I don't know if you guys can actually watch, to be honest. I think on my the cell phone is still working because it's not giving me the message here. But, guys, again, thank you so much for the likes, for the subscribes. I will get on, maybe I'll get on in the morning, I'm not sure, but sometime in the afternoon, if you guys are enjoying my life and you guys like the chat, the stories, and all this BS, and all these haters that come in here not earning their respect, join my live. Berniel, thank you so much for your support. You were great today, man. God bless you. Thank you guys for your blessings. Thank you for the super chats. You guys are amazing. And thank you for subscribing. I will be checking out those members. I am working on a video to show you where is the barrio where I come from. It doesn't look like it did back in the day, but I found the clips. Trinity, maybe sometime next weekend, I will work on putting it together. I am so lazy. I want to finish with this job, and then I want to be able to hit this 100% and make videos to show you guys. But I will put a clip together, and I will go ahead and send a link so that every member can watch it. And then maybe, who knows, maybe we'll, maybe we'll make it public. But because I do have my daughter in there, I want that just for my members only. All right. With that being said, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Trinity. I know I love all my patriot Americans here and all my Christian friends and even those non-believers, but our Americans that love this country. God bless you guys all. Until next time, you'll be blessed. God bless you and your families. God bless the USA. Peace out, guys.